Trader.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief. Woohoo, party. This is our free broadcast. It's about 5 minutes past the top of the hour here on the wet coast, 9:05, 21st of May, marching our way through the merry month of May. April flowers hopefully have brought May flowers. April showers have brought May flowers to your neck of the woods. Although I did read there's actually snow in some parts of my country right now. So thanks to those global warming people, I suppose you can go out and wear a bikini right now and you won't get frostbite. Good luck. Anyway, what are we going to talk? Oh, today's Tuesday. Tuesday tastes great. Tuesdays is Panacook Day around TRI, so that means we've got Sjord on the call here for the after party, ready to rock everybody's crypto world, ready to rock these people's world, Sjord?
Yes.
There you go. Yes. All right. A man, a few words. Actually, there's a couple of his coins I was mentioning in the lounge yesterday. Couple of his hot list are looking very juicy down here. So if you are in the mood to buy, there are names that are, in my opinion, quite viable. In fact, I was maybe we'll talk about in the after party, but there's this one altcoin on the Solana network that I bought. It was one of the site members' suggestions. I think it's called Whales, and the chart just looks so perfect. It's ridiculous. You go, I can't believe the chart looks like this. It's impossible. And yet there it is. And of course, it's moving up nicely from where we bought it. So that's looking good. Today's kind of a funny day in the market. Not really dramatic econs. Ironically enough, the only real econ of note here, I suppose, this morning is Canadian inflation numbers came out. Although I don't think a lot of people even really pay attention to China because it only represents like what, I think 2 or 3% of the world economy. So it's not really that important. But nonetheless, you can see on my screen, and of course it is part of the Rothschilds, central banker, great lead. Hey, I'm hearing Klaus. Klaus is taking so much heat over "you will eat the bugs and be happy" that he's officially retiring from being the head of his funny little oligarch organization over there in Switzerland. Oh, that was kind of interesting, but that's sort of like news. In fact, actually, some really odd news out lately. Of course, yesterday we had that earth-shattering news about the Iranian president going down in that helicopter, and also too things like foreign ministers and stuff like that. So major shakeup. And if anything, the crude oil markets, I traded crude today. Actually made money from trading today. Woohoo! It's a miracle. And definitely a negative tone to that market now that probably you could even argue that Iran technically has been decapitated here. Was it by accident? We will see. If there's a Hellfire missile anywhere in the vicinity of that crash debris, oh boy, all hell's going to break loose. But let's hope that calmer heads prevail. And of course, condolences to people and family members. I never like to hear about people losing their lives, regardless of who they are. So point here is Econs, a real lack of. And if anything, this is the one thing that just pisses me off about these days. What on earth are these idiots doing here? And I even barked about this the other day. You even got some of these Fed speakers actually like speaking twice in one day. Like, what the hell are they doing? I grew up in a world where, cut my teeth in the financial services industry, where the chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank said, it's probably in our best interest to talk less and to just let the market do its thing. If it needs help, we are here to help it. But our primary job, of course, is to make sure that the money supply stays nice and consistent and level and dependable and reliable. Clearly, we're not in that world anymore. These damn banksters have just completely screwed us over. But it is what it is. Great reset and all that. But really, the only thing going on here, I think, is just these damn Fed speakers. And if anything, they're almost worried that people are going to go like, "Oh, well, do you realize what's actually going on here? Dilution of money supply, destruction of standard of living." Oh, no, okay. Let's make sure we keep talking lots and distract people and talk about wages and how wonderful things are and what a great job us economists are doing driving the bus here to prevent that kind of conversation. That's my interpretation of what's going on here. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. So not a lot of like econs driving the bus today. And as I said, I think, of course, that the world is going to be probably going to take maybe a month or two for Iran to probably just sort of settle down and put new leaders in place. And obviously, the leader that just passed there in Iran was a hardliner. So you might actually find that maybe things soften up a little bit in the Middle East, and I think that's half the reason why crude is coming off the way that it is. Odd headlines out of airline sector. Somebody passed away on extreme turbulence on a London to Singapore flight, which is kind of sad. Poor person. Mr. Trump's going through his funny little sex trial. This Cohen guy here, he's sort of like the star witness against Trump. He's been found to have been basically proved to have lied and stolen money from Trump organization. I don't know how about credible of a witness he's going to be for the prosecution. I don't know. No, it's not prosecution. I think this is a civil case. But anyway, but other than that, I'm not really seeing a whole hell of a lot of new news today. So I suppose we also had, the big news, obviously, in crypto around this Ethereum ETF. But I don't quite understand, and I have a funny feeling this had more to do with just price action than anything else. Was why did the Bitcoin price, for instance, why did it explode higher yesterday? I didn't quite understand that. I mean, I can appreciate Ethereum moving up. It does make sense. Obviously, it's market moving news for Ethereum. Our funny little, happy little shorts, they actually got stopped out at scratch, the remainder of the position. And then, we rallied up and we just sort of parked ourselves, put in a 4-hour inside bar. So I was like, well, might as well just go strap it right back on. So I'll risk against this little 4-hour top, and of course 2-to-1s are there, so you can see I'll take some profits just on a tag of this trend line. If it does, and then I'll move my stop to scratch, and we'll play the whole damn thing all over again. So we'll see how that goes. Slow and steady wins the race. I actually did some buying in the registered account. Look at this chart. Holy moly. What a beautiful wide double bottom. And I picked this up. This is it's a fund company that invests in the junior mining sector. And of course, how's the junior mining sector done since George Bush just politely exited the market and all of his cronies just pulled the carpet out from underneath the commodities markets here. This thing's just been absolutely dormant, and obviously with all the chatter late about silver and copper prices exploding to new highs and stuff, the BC mining industry is actually starting to catch a bit of a bid these days. In fact, I was even talking about different individual stocks recently that I'm super interested in trying to buy some more. So we'll see how that goes, but beautiful double bottom. And this is for my retirement account. So I have no problem going and throwing in a couple bucks into this thing and just let it stew. And of course, interestingly enough, just off of this bottom, Foggy Boggies actually take us up into double levels. So if I'm really lucky, I can sell half on a double, get myself from free mutual funds. And who knows where the hell they can take this damn thing. Look how high this was. I mean, this is absolutely insane, these numbers. But the irony of it all is that I would not be surprised if this thing actually starts climbing the wall of worry again. Actually, probably also an interesting anecdote is what does the Canadian venture market look like? Because as I said, BC is starting to look interesting again now that the mining industry is catching a bit of a bid these days. I don't know whether I really have anything to get too excited about. Maybe if we're lucky, this carves out some sort of inverted head and shoulders, and you get like an Adam and Steve setup here. That's probably what's going to happen here. Also too, though, for the broader economy, I had mentioned recently, I'm a little bit concerned about what I see happening over here on Dow theory. This is getting worse. It's not getting better. And I don't know whether you saw there on my screen, but I like to watch FedEx as a good sort of proxy for the transport sector. Doesn't necessarily have an M working here, but we just keep moving to lower lows off another 1% here today. So I don't know how this plays out. But I have been talking to you guys recently about my concerns over the transports, right? IYT is a transports versus the Dow. And this is actually a Dow theory sell signal, which is extremely dangerous. So I'm not totally convinced that we're in a new bull market here. And the internals say no. And of course, good old TRI's breadth indicator, it's not very happy here at all right now. And if anything, it's kind of flashing warning signs that, maybe you ought to be a little bit careful here. Also, too, I did hear a lot of rhetoric, I think, on our news feed, seeing a lot of talk about how the West really wants to put the screws to China because China is sort of just dumping product into the marketplace here in the West to try and stabilize its economy. Would be interesting to circle around. Of course, Sjord, as I said, is in the after party call here today. I don't know where the hell that China reference was that I was looking at earlier. I was kind of hoping I could show you. But Mr. Stewart here, of course, he turned bullish of Baba there about a month or so ago. I was pretty skeptical at that point, but then the charts actually started to firm up and looked pretty respectable. And so it'll be actually interesting to get sort of an update on what he's seeing out of Baba. And that was a pretty damn good call. If we look at, in fact, actually, yesterday we did a after party. Brian sort of freestyling it a bit with the community, and it was funny. I started off the video going, it'll probably be a short video today, not really much to talk about. And then like 2 hours later, Brian's still blabbing away. But we did a really cool study of silver. We really picked the silver market apart, commitments of traders. So it was really great anecdotal information about commitments of traders. We also looked at some internet proxies that look like they're still pointing higher. And of course, that, because this is an internet related name, that brought us full circle back to around, take a look at China. I can't buy that there. But if we do get some sort of serious pullback because of things like the Dow transports and stuff not happy, I could probably step in on the long side. And we have an interesting couple of spread trade ideas. In fact, we'll have our secret options formula club meeting tonight with our advanced traders. A lot of them do spread trading in the options pit. So we'll probably review that idea tonight as well. So I can't buy there, but if we do get a bit of a pullback into the market, I could probably buy that W, Brian and his Ws. So that's an interesting look. I think probably just to finish off this free video, I'm going to try and get some religion about how long these things go. As I said, I did strap back on this short that was stopped at scratch. It looks like I'm in from about $50 lower. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know whether Bitcoin really is the story du jour. Like I said, I think the news is all about Ethereum, and I think Ethereum has done fairly well here overnight. What's fascinating about this chart, though, is technically, I mean, we teach this in our education program, and it was actually cool to see one of our level 2 students was just digging into sort of the first week's modules of the level 2 program. And he's like, wow, man, this horizontal support and resistance stuff is just so awesome. So it was great to see people happy about that. I actually don't really get a buy signal here, believe it or not. Brian and his insistence on market structure on other sides of trend lines. I might even argue that really all this is just a trading range. And good old reload zones. Oh, what a surprise. We just rallied up into a reload short zone. Oh boy. We could also probably even just draw a nice little trend line off of these peaks. And oh, lo and behold, look where we stalled. So I'm not overly convinced that this is a new rip roaring bull market. I suppose, if, Gensler comes out and says, you know what? I love Ethereum so much, I bought it myself. Maybe that'll launch this thing to new highs. I'm still skeptical. And what I will say, though, is there are a lot of these little altcoins that are looking very, very attractive in here. So, the old adage, right? Trade your setups, just, live with the results. If you like buying W's and we break the bottom of W's, well, you just got to walk away. But finish off this free video like this. I think I've said to you, a lot of you, that I don't really see a hell of a lot of really good trade location. I want to show you what I would consider like really good trade location. Look at that chart. I mean, that is just so pretty. And especially with this ramping up volume here, just as she's getting going. I mean, I don't really expect to see new all-time highs here, but what's a 50% retracement? So, this is the kind of market that gets me all excited. We could very easily see this thing jump up to $2.5. I bought there at about 70, 80 cents. That's a triple. Should I sell half on a triple? All right, I guess I could do that. It wouldn't be too difficult. But this is the kind of stuff that I like. This is the stuff that gets me all excited. Coming in and buying Bitcoin at 70 G's, I don't know. I think there's easier money to make out there. And of course, this is the whole anecdote. I mean, all right, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, then you don't really even the slightest been interested in it. I'm a make money from trading maxi. So if I see an opportunity like this, I'm gonna jump all over that kind of that chart's just poetry to me. And so that's the kind of market that we're in. And I even said last night in the lounge, some people were getting pretty stressed out about the way Bitcoin was ripping back up to the top end of the range. We kind of said this yesterday in these videos that really all we're doing is we're just testing the top end of the trend line right now. I mean, really not anything shocking here. So, and interesting, right on that candle close, boom, an 8 comes in on the old Tom DeMark, which is kind of funny. And this was the post that I had put out, which scares me, is that you notice that we had a pretty smart rally for about 19 bars following the FOMC meeting and a big up bar, right, to finish that move. Well, like literally clockwork. 19 bars from the FOMC meeting. Oh, by the way, we have Fed minutes coming out tomorrow. And if those minutes show that, maybe the Fed's not going to cut rates anytime soon after all, you might find all this stuff just melts right back down. So do I consider that a buy signal there? No. In fact, as I showed you on the futures market, I went and strapped on the short again. So, that's the kind of market state it is. Hey, this thing could just bang around here in this range in our playground here for the next little while. Sure. While that's happening, can I sneak in and grab free money? I think I tweeted out the other day, like, wife quickly snuck in, grabbed a double, got my original capital back in my hands, and just sitting on the sidelines on free wife coins now. Wife changing events, all that kind of talk. Could I do that on this thing in this same environment? Absolutely. Number one, though, don't chase. Don't chase. Just wait for corrections. And, this one we could probably pull up and see lots of indicator divergence. And, of course, get your W's and, just play the game. That's the way this game. I have made a lot of money playing the game this way over the years. I don't see anything changing here at all. All right, there's your free report. Like I said, no major econs today. Still sort of dealing with the aftermath of what happened there in the Middle East yesterday and the day before. And we're still trying to see what the fallout of this Ethereum ETF is. I will say, though, that there is a lot of internals for the broader market, whether it be things like our breadth indicators, whether it be things like Dow theory. And I hate to say it, I mean, we haven't even looked at it in this free video, but also, too, I would mention that, we're not really a rip roaring higher here. Nvidia is coming out with earnings, I think, tomorrow. Mr. Druckenmiller abandoned his Nvidia long position. Is he thinking that thing's going to puke out? Might be. Anyway, you shake it. I mean, we're definitely going to get a resolution out of here, but for the time being, we're just going sideways, and I don't see a huge move here today. So, okay, let's head on over and hang out with Mr. Sjord and get a nice dose of PMA. Of course, if you really want to invest serious money in the crypto space, we do have a portfolio of what I would consider Sjord approved fundamental names. A lot of them have started to work their way down into some interesting buying zones. So I would do yourself a favor and pay real close attention. I know there is a couple like the CRV. In fact, I think there was 3 or 4 of them that I posted in the lounge last night that are basically Sjord's names that I think are actually all in perfectly nibbleable locations. So you can't say there isn't things to do in the market. But anyway, let's go listen to Sjord, see what he has to say about life over there in Europe, and if he has any new ideas for us to chew on, and as well too, maybe we can get an update on how site development's going as well. All right, have yourselves a great day. We will be, I'll be in school here. So TRI's school program has started up in level 3. Our first class here is right after we're done the daily briefs and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a busy day for the Beamish, and we're sort of back into the groove of education program up and running. So just got to get settled back into our routine. All right, everybody, all the best. Hugs and kisses. We'll see everybody in the after party. And all everybody say to you is bye for now.